I'm not greedy. I'm not an adulterer. I'm not this. I'm not that. It's no different from the rich young ruler who came to God and came to Jesus and says, I followed all the commandments. He said, "Oh, good master, good teacher. I followed all the commandments." He said, "Well, give everything you have. Give up everything. Take your riches and give it to the poor." And he couldn't do it, and he walked away. So see, God will always pick that little piece out of you that you think is hidden or you think that you don't have. That you don't have. And so when you are become a follower of Christ, a Christian, there will be a conviction in you. So even if you're an adulterer, you may love the person, but you still know that person is married. And some people, if you're not a Christian, or even some people have a moral compass, they still may know that it's not right, of sleeping with somebody else's wife or husband. And so in the same manner, that extends itself to, if you have Christ in you or some sort of moral compass, you know that a man, here's the thing, they know it's wrong, okay? They know it's wrong. But you don't want to face the fact that it's wrong because you want to continue to live in that lifestyle. And so you will do everything you can to make excuses for it. Either you will accuse or you will make an excuse.
Okay.
They will accuse you of being bigoted minded, or prejudiced against their own happiness and not being open minded. So they'll begin to accuse you, and in accusing you, they could feel better about themselves. You're not open minded. You're bigoted. You're prejudiced. You're what's the word for somebody who hates gays? I don't know.
Straight?
No, that hate.
Oh,
homophobic.
You said something else. My bad.
Yeah, thank you. Homophobic.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
That's the number one. You're homophobic. You have fear of Nobody's ever come up with you're adulterophobic. Okay. You're foreignophobic,
or
you're liophobic.
Christianphobic.
Or Christian, yeah. Well, some people are Christian phobics. Yeah. Hey, that guy, how's it going? Good to see you. So yeah, well, and see, and sometimes it's hard because I have friends, I know people who are gay, and I do really care for them. And the Bible says that we should. It says, love thy neighbor as thyself. And also to, even to love our enemies. So you don't, and you said that these people are friends of yours, right, Riddle? Mm-hmm. And I'm sure you care for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, so they must care for you if they allow you to tell them about their life, right? Mm-hmm. Because if they didn't, they would have said, hit the road, don't come back, Jack.
Yeah.
So they must care for you. And so what you're doing, you're bringing it to light. I mean, I wouldn't, you can mention it, but I wouldn't keep pressing it. I mean, if you feel like, because I wouldn't keep pressing it. And if you feel uncomfortable, then you don't have to be in their company all the time. You can still, whatever. I mean, you don't have to, you don't have to do these things. But now, see, there are Christians who are homosexuals, okay? And they do love the Lord. But in their sexuality, it's a struggle. It's not going away. It's never going to go away because it's going to be a struggle for them. They might live all their lives out in that fashion. And not all. Some do leave it and some don't. But the whole time that they're in it, they never, it's just like a couple who's not married.
Yeah.
And they live together. And after a while, they start to feel strange about just living together, having sex in the bed together. And, you even have 2 or 3 kids, but still there's something that's missing. They're not married. You see, they're not married. And so that's always going to be that, and they'll start to feel convicted. If they're Christians, they'll begin to feel convicted. Eventually, somebody's going to say, hey, we can't do this anymore. We're going to have to either get married or in this relationship. It's going to have to end.
Yeah.
Because you can't tolerate it anymore. Mm-hmm. And the same thing with being a homosexual. One partner may tell the other, listen, I can't do this anymore. I do still love you and all, don't get me wrong, but I feel convicted and I just can't live like this anymore. And some do give it a go. They may go like a year or so, then they fall back into it again. Not all, but some do. But the thing is, even though they fell back into it, they did give it a go, you see. And they gave it a go. Why did they give it a go? For the kingdom, of wanting to. It's like a person who's an alcoholic. He'll give it a good round. Probably say, I haven't drank in 3 years. And then he falls off the wagon. But he gives it a go. So the thing is, we're only God can strengthen us. And only God can give us the power. It's like trying to forget. Has someone ever done something so horrible to you that you find like you can't forgive them?
No, I'll be honest.
No? Okay. Okay, well that's good. And so like for some people, it's hard to forgive.
Yeah. Like
some people have been molested by their pastor or by a family member, or someone has been truly hurt some other form or fashion, lied on. And they, it really hurts them that they can't forgive. And so they need the power of God just to forgive that person. Not saying that you have to be in their company or, whatever, but just to forgive. Yeah.
I have to go, but thank you so much for answering some of these questions for me. And God bless you for what you're doing.